What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. We are back. Okay, we have muster your thruster today. Woohoo! So a lot of thrusters, really. That's the only thing we're doing today, so get ready. We have Coach Nat here to show you guys what is happening. So we are going to start, okay, with our workout, which will be a dumbbell ladder. I've already taught this 2 times and I cannot manage. So dumbbell ladder thruster. Dumbbell thruster ladder. Okay, where we are going to add 2 to 3 reps every minute, okay, for at least 10 minutes, max 15 minutes, okay? So what's going to happen is you will start with 2 thrusters on minute 1. Every minute on the minute, you'll add 2 to 3 reps, okay? I would start with 2, okay? If by minute 10 or 12, you know, you're still going strong, I would add a little bit more reps for those last few minutes. So we are going to work with a nice moderate load or whatever dumbbells you have or odd objects. So we're going to start with this warm up. We are going to go into 15 lateral leg swings. Okay, so go ahead and find something to hold on to, whether it be a wall, a pole, a human, really a door. We're just going to swing that one leg like a windshield wiper out in front 15 times. Opening up the hip, that hip flexor, right? We got a lot of squats with our thrusters, so we want to make sure that we are nice and loose in the legs. After the 15, we're going to go 15 on the other leg. Wipe it. If you're a TikToker, you know. Beautiful. Nat's doing a really good job of not letting her whole hip swing from side to side, but really getting that one leg to do most of the movement. Beautiful. All right, guys, we are going to go into 4 alternating long lunges. So this is kind of like a sequence here. So I'm going to have you guys do it with her. So we're going to go into a lunge, okay? A deep lunge here where we're going to go into a Spider-Man. We're going to drop the elbow down to the ground. Okay, we're going to sit in each position for about 5 to 6 seconds. Okay, long enough to kind of find those little spaces that may hurt. We're going to come up. You're going to place your chest onto your knee. You're going to lift the back knee up maybe off the ground and really get deep inside that ankle stretch. Okay, so we're kind of rocking here if you want, just finding those edges. Then we are going to sit back. Okay, again into that deep lunge. We're gonna get that nice rotation up to the sky. Your eyes are gonna follow your hand, okay? And then last but not least, we're gonna drop the knee and go into that nice pigeon pose. Whew, we love this one. Again, sitting in this one for about 5 to 6 seconds. If you're at home and this feels good, just pause me right now. Wait, pause me right now. Okay. All right, we're going to go through that same sequence on the other leg. So we're going to go into that deep lunge, dropping the elbow down, making your way here into that ankle stretch. So what we do want to see in this ankle stretch is the knee coming all the way over the toe. Usually we don't see that a lot, right? But in this stretch, we definitely want to get that knee all the way over the toe, keeping the heel grounded. Okay, then we're going to rotate up to the sky. Last but not least, we're going to go into that pigeon pose. Beautiful. So that was 2 reps. We're going to do, or 2 rounds. Okay, we're going to do 4. So you're going to go back to that first leg. We're going to go back into that deep lunge. Good, into the ankle stretch. Remember, the heel can come up slightly off the ground, right? Just to give yourself a little bit more distance to kind of drive into that ankle, but we don't want it to lift all the way off the ground. Good, nice big turn. Good. And then pigeon pose. Again, if that, you can feel the stretch here up on the hands, you can stay there. If you want a little bit deeper stretch, you can go down to the elbows as well. Good. Last leg, if you had 4, but we only have 2. Little spider. Spiders have 8.
Fun fact.
Fun fact for today. So spiders have 8 legs. Oh, it's been a long couple days, guys. Just bear with us here. Sorry. Nice. After we get done here with that last little pigeon pose, we are going to go into a 30-second each leg Samson stretch. Okay, so we've done Samson stretches plenty of times. We usually rotate legs, but this time we're just going to sit in the one stretch, one leg for 30 seconds. Okay, and go. So while we're in the Samson stretch, we really want to think about having a big long lunge. Okay, we're pressing through that back toe to open up that hip flexor. Our hands are going to go over our head. Okay, we're going to rotate from side to side, getting the side body stretched out. Good. A few more seconds here. Maybe we get deeper into that lunge if you can. Press a little bit harder in through those hips and go ahead and switch legs. Good. If stability is an issue, okay, go ahead and find something that you can place your hand on, right? Still can get that side stretch with the other arm. Find whatever works for you. Good. 5 more seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Beautiful. All right, guys, so we are gonna need 1 dumbbell, okay? This is gonna be on the lighter side, okay? So we are gonna start with 10 goblet squats. Goblet position is where the dumbbell is in that front rack position, okay? We're gonna go 10 full squats. We're getting ready here to go into that thruster. So one thing that I want you guys to think about is how we can maintain a good upright torso, okay? Nat's doing a good job of not letting her elbows collapse too far underneath her or going into that good morning squat, right? Where her hips rise up before her chest. So after those 10, we're gonna go into 10 strict presses on each arm. So we're gonna start with that first arm, okay? One head of the dumbbell always makes contact back with the shoulder. Okay, and we make sure that the elbow traces directly in front of us. We don't want to see that elbow bow out. We also don't want to see the Y, right? Why, you ask? Well, because it's not good for your shoulder. Okay, we're going to go into 10 more on the other arm. Okay, now it's doing a really good job of making sure that the head comes through at the top, or really making sure that we're stacked nice and tight in that overhead position. Good, you can see that she puts her hand on her belly. 1, that just reminds you to keep it tight, and 2, it also gives you an indicator if you start kind of letting the rib cage flare. Yep. Cool. So we are going to go into 10 lying dumbbell overhead extensions. This is a new movement for us, okay? So main priorities here, okay? 1, not going too heavy on the dumbbell. 2, making sure that the low back, and the rib cage, everything is grounded, okay? We don't want to have any space here. So we're going to kind of go into a hollow position, right? Shoulders are just slightly off the ground. With that light dumbbell, we are going to hold it, okay, on the heads of the dumbbell. From this position with a locked out arm, we're slowly going to just let that dumbbell come overhead. Potentially, right, our hope is that the dumbbell makes it all the way down to the ground, okay? You'll be pretty surprised to know what your range of motion is here. If you do have a hard time going directly overhead, this is something that you can do, okay, at home, making sure that we are strengthening that full range of motion. So we're gonna do 10 little reps here, making sure you reset and you don't speed through. Natalie's doing a really good job of slowly letting that dumbbell come overhead as she touches the ground. Okay, she resets and makes sure that the belly button is driving down to the spine. Nice. Midline is tight, right? Focusing on keeping the elbows locked out. It's going to be fairly easy, especially if you don't kind of keep it in mind, to let the elbows bend, okay? But we really, really do want to make sure, right, that we're pressing all the way up like we would do in a traditional press. Beautiful. Almost there, I think. Awesome. Good. Once you finish that last rep there, we are going to go into a single dumbbell overhead walking lunge. Okay, so with your dumbbell, we're going to go into an overhead position. Okay, then we are going to take 10 steps in that walking lunge, keeping that one arm directly overhead, right? One thing we want to think about, especially when we're doing, single arm things, right, is not letting your body compensate too much to one side, right? It's fairly easy to want to just think about rotating all the way up, especially if you do have some shoulder issues, okay? But really, really focusing on how we can keep everything nice and even will help out significantly in these walking lunges. 2, also making sure that you don't forget about a walking lunge and how we don't want to overstep or understep, okay? We want to make sure that that gait is nice and steady, where we're going to be able to drive up through both feet, okay, and not just one. Beautiful. All right, guys. This month is handstand month, so we have project inversion number 5 today. Today we're going to do 3 rounds, okay, of a 30-second wall-facing 90-degree handstand hold, and then 30 seconds rest. So we're going to go through that 3 times. So if you guys have a wall, this will work well. If you don't have a wall that you're allowed to put your feet on, okay, finding some sort of box, chair, tailgate, friend if you have one, okay. I'm sure you guys do. That was mean. And we're gonna use that to get our body into a nice 90-degree angle, right? Feet and shoulders, okay, are gonna make this shape, right, 90 degrees, and we are gonna hold that. So Nat is just gonna do hers on this box, that way she can show you. So one thing that we really wanna make sure is that even if your knees aren't totally locked out, that still our hips are over the shoulders, okay? So we're gonna hold this one for 30 seconds, okay? One fault that we do see sometimes, and it's a little bit easier when you have eyes on you, so even if you maybe need to set up your phone and take a video of yourself, this will be really important. One thing we see is that even though maybe the legs and you feel like your torso is at 90 degrees, sometimes your hands get out too far and it turns into more of like an actual push-up rather than a handstand where our hips are directly underneath our hips, okay? So I challenge you guys to maybe just take a look at yourself and see what that looks like and try to get a little bit deeper into that handstand. Nat's already done like 30 seconds worth, but we are gonna get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold 30 seconds. Yeah. Good. While we're in this handstand, guys, I want you to really focus on driving out of the shoulders, right? Pushing up. Thinking about pushing through all of your fingertips, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We're resting for 30 seconds here. Good. Handstands are a very unique skill, okay? Something that you do have to practice a lot. So we're hoping that at least through this first week or so of handstands, you're feeling a little bit more comfortable upside down. And go. Our second set here. Good, now it's doing a really good job of pushing her head through like she would in an overhead press like today in our thrusters. Okay, we're gonna encourage you to bring your head all the way through so that you're nice and stacked. That's what we're looking for in this handstand hold. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll out of it. Maybe. All right, guys, we have one more set here. Last 30 seconds of work. Your shoulders may be burning. Your eyeballs may be red. Just keep on pushing. Here we go, guys. Last 5 seconds of rest. In 3, 2, 1, and hold, okay? Challenge yourself here. Try to find that nice position where you feel like your hips are directly over your shoulders. Maybe that means walking your hands in just a little bit, okay? Beautiful. 10 seconds. Last little bit, guys. Keep holding, keep holding. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. Tuck and roll out of it. Awesome, awesome job, guys. We are going to get prepped for our thruster, okay? So you will need 2 dumbbells. Okay, if you do not have 2 matching dumbbells, you're more than welcome to do this workout, okay, with 1 dumbbell, either holding, right, it in that single front rack position, or we can hold that dumbbell in that double-handed position. So, obviously, if you're doing it with just 1 single dumbbell in one hand, you need to match the reps, right? Make sure that you're evening out the reps on each arm, okay? But we will still increase by 2 to 3 reps. So we're gonna start with a nice little dumbbell thruster work. We are gonna start with 5 front squats, okay? So go inside that, go into that front rack position. We're gonna go into 5 front squats. Few things that we want to think about is not letting the elbows drop. It may be easy to just hold those dumbbells kind of, you know, here, but you'll see this squat is not a strong squat to go overhead. So we are going to go into 5 push presses now. So we're going to dip and drive those dumbbells overhead, dip and drive. You can see that Nat's doing a really good job of shifting her hips back and not just letting her knees just cave forward, right? No go, no, no, no. Yes. We're going to go into 5 pausing thrusters. We're going to pause about 3/4 of the way up. Okay, so before our hips can fully extend, we're going to pause, okay, and then finish the thruster by exploding the hips forward and getting that full overhead position. Okay, this is just teaching us why we need our hips to be involved. Okay, if we don't get that triple extension of the ankles, knees, and hips, right, it's gonna make that thruster a lot harder. Beautiful. So we're gonna shake it out, take a little bit of rest. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go into 4 reps of each, okay? If you do have a little bit heavier dumbbells, go ahead and increase weight, okay? If you don't, totally fine. We're just gonna get some reps here and it's gonna feel good. So this time, 4 front squats, 4 push presses, 4 pausing thrusters. Good, Nat's doing a really good job of staying on her heels, right? Especially when we have load in the front rack, it's easy for us to want to like just fall forward a little bit, okay? And we get too far onto our toes. One, that puts us in an unsafe position, right, to drive out. Now we're kind of caving, our chest is falling, right? And we're not really strong in that position. It's gonna make it a lot harder to have a nice fluid motion there. So sitting back in the heels, very, very important, okay? And making sure that when we do go overhead, okay, that we press the head through at the top. That way we can stabilize in that midline. Last little bit here, this time 3 reps of everything, okay? Beautiful. Those are 3 front squats. We're gonna go 3 push presses. Big hips. Awesome. And then 3 pausing thrusters right before we get to that full hip extension. It's gonna feel like you're over exaggerating it, and that's exactly what you should feel like, okay? It's gonna feel like a very over exaggerated hump. If you do not create that movement, it's gonna be very difficult to go one for more reps or even heavier, right? That's a very slow tempo movement. And now we're separating a squat from a press when we can use that core to extremity kind of movement. Very powerful. Awesome, guys. Feeling like we're ready to get this party started. We are, okay, going to let you guys go. What you need to do right now is find a timer, set it to 15 minutes, okay, and have it visible. Okay, what's gonna happen is when your countdown goes down from 10, okay, 10 seconds or counts down, okay, on that first minute, you're gonna perform 2 dumbbell thrusters, okay? You're gonna rest the remaining of that time. On the minute 2, you will perform 4 dumbbell thrusters, okay? On the start of the next minute, okay? You're just gonna keep adding 2 to 3 reps, whatever you decide is appropriate to your rep scheme, okay? Our goal, again, is to get to 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes, and our max is 15 minutes, okay? So wherever you fall in that rep scheme is 2 thumbs up if at least you get to 10 minutes, and your max will be 15 minutes, okay? If by some chance you're not listening to me and you do whatever you please and you don't make it to 10 minutes, okay, what I want you to do is wait to the start of the next minute, and I want you to go down in reps, okay? Whether that be starting at 6 reps or 10 reps, okay? Somewhere where you are confident in being able to finish that rep scheme, okay? And just make it to at least 10 to 12 minutes, okay? This is gonna get a little bit tougher, right, as the time frame goes on, right? You're gonna just be accumulating more and more reps. So focus on the breath, focus on quality movement, and just make sure that you get a good workout in. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Go ahead and set your clock to 15 minutes, and we'll see you then. Good luck, guys.